The girl who carried everyone. In a small town where dusty roads stretched like endless stories, there lived a young girl named Amara. Amara was not the oldest child in her family, but life made her the strongest. Her father died when she was still young, leaving her mother with 5 children and nothing but prayers and tired hands. From that day, Amara's childhood ended quietly, like a candle blown out in the wind. While other girls her age laughed, played, and dreamed about love, Amara woke up before the sun. She sold bread in the market, washed clothes for people, and sometimes worked in farms just to make sure her siblings had food to eat. She became the breadwinner, the one holding the family together. Her mother used to look at her with tears and say, open quote, "My daughter, you are carrying a burden meant for a man," close quote. But Amara would only smile. "If I don't carry it, who will?" The suitors came like rain. As Amara grew into a beautiful young woman, her name began to spread. People admired her strength, her kindness, and her beauty. Many men came, some rich, some average, some sincere, others only chasing her hard-working nature. Suitors came with gifts, yams, palm oil, wrappers, goats, and even money. They came to her mother and said, "Mama, we want your daughter's hand in marriage." Her mother would smile, happy that her daughter's suffering might finally end. But each time they asked Amara, she would refuse. Not because she didn't want love, not because she hated marriage, but because she was afraid. She would say quietly, "If I leave now, who will pay their school fees? Who will feed them? Who will support Mama?" Her siblings were still young. Some were still in primary school, others in secondary school. Amara knew marriage would take her away from her responsibilities. She had seen it happen before. A woman marries and her husband says, "Your family is not my responsibility." Siblings suffer. So Amara made a decision that broke her heart but protected her home. She stayed. She sacrificed her youth. Years passed. Her mates got married one after another. Some had children, some traveled abroad, some built houses. But Amara remained in the same town, still waking up early, still carrying heavy loads, still putting her siblings first. She paid for their school uniforms. She paid for their wawi iti. She paid for their food. She paid for their rent when they went to the city. When her younger brother gained admission into the university, Amara sold her only gold necklace, the one thing a suitor had once gifted her. She sold it without tears, because she believed in tomorrow, the day her siblings became somebody. Slowly, the sacrifice began to show results. Her first brother graduated and got a good job. Her younger sister became a nurse. Another became a teacher. Another got married into a wealthy home, and soon the house that once echoed with hunger and crying became peaceful. Her mother would look at Amara proudly and say, "Daughter, you did it, you saved us." Amara would smile. But deep inside her, she was tired. She had carried the whole family on her back for so long that she forgot what it felt like to be carried. Then marriage took them away. One by one, her siblings married. Traditional weddings filled the compound. Music played, people danced. Amara was always the happiest person at the weddings. She tied jella for her sisters. She welcomed guests. She cooked. She laughed. People praised her and said, "Amara is a good woman. Any man will be lucky to have her." But after each wedding, her siblings would leave. They moved to new homes, new cities, new lives. They promised to visit. They promised to call. They promised to always remember her. But life became busy. Children came. Jobs demanded time. Marriage required attention. Visits became rare. Left behind one evening, Amara sat outside alone, watching the sky turn orange. The same yard that once held the noise of siblings running around was now silent. Her mother had grown old and weak, sleeping early every night. Something painful. She had given her best years to everyone else. Now everyone had moved forward, and she remained behind. Suitors no longer came like before, not because she wasn't beautiful, but because the world is cruel to women who wait too long. People began to whisper, "She is too old. She wasted her chances. She focused too much on her family." But none of them understood the truth. Amara did not waste her chances. She sacrificed them. The painful realization. One day, her youngest sister visited with her husband and children. After eating and laughing, she stood up to leave. Amara walked her to the gate. As she watched her sister enter the car, her heart suddenly felt heavy. She forced a smile and waved goodbye. But the moment the car drove away, tears fell from her eyes. Not loud tears, just silent ones. The kind that come from a heart that has been strong for too long. She whispered to herself, I raised them, I fed them, I trained them, and now I am alone. A lesson written in tears. That night, her mother found her crying. Her mother sat beside her and held her hand. My daughter, I know your heart is hurting. Amara shook her head. Mama, I don't regret helping them, but I regret forgetting myself. Her mother cried too. You were too good. You carried everyone and forgot that you are human. Amara's siblings grew. They became successful. They married and built their own homes. But the girl who made it possible stayed behind, still caring for her aging mother, still living in the same house, still hoping that maybe someday someone would love her the way she deserved. But deep down, she had learned a painful truth. Sometimes, when you sacrifice everything for people, they move forward and leave you where they met you. And so Amara became a story mothers used to warn their daughters. Help your family, yes, but never destroy your future while saving others. Because a heart that gives too much often ends up empty.